Have you ever stopped and wondered what happens when our very smartest technology taps into our deepest, oldest fears? Well, today we're going to break down an incredible piece of modern folklore, a story that just perfectly captures that anxiety of living in a world of always on cameras and microphones. I mean, talk about a hook, right? That is the opening line. One single chilling sentence that just grabs you and does not let go. And you see, this isn't just a ghost story. No, this is a story about corrupted data, about a predictive algorithm that has gone horribly, horribly wrong. It just masterfully sets the stage for a kind of horror that feels uniquely, terrifyingly possible right now. Okay, so let's dive into the foundation of this story. It all kicks off with a classic horror trope that's been given this really clever modern twist, the creepy old house. So you've got this 120-year-old house where, of course, the previous owner died. Standard spooky stuff. But here's the detail that really matters. There are absolutely no mirrors in the entire place. Not one. Now, that's not just a weird decorating choice. It's an unnatural void. It's like a huge warning sign that this house has its own rules about being seen. So how does our hero decide to fix this unsettling lack of reflections? By installing 10 smart mirrors, of course. He brings the absolute cutting edge of modern, connected tech into a space that has been actively rejecting it. And right away, you have this fantastic clash between the old, mysterious world and the new, all-seeing one. Now, what's so brilliant here is that the story doesn't start with terror at all. It starts by framing this new tech as a complete utopian dream. It's a seduction of convenience, something I think we can all relate to. That first day is presented almost like a tech review you'd see online. You're literally unboxing the future, you're mounting it on your walls, and with one simple voice command, your whole life gets an upgrade. Suddenly you've got Spotify in the shower, TikTok in the bedroom. It's that promise of a perfectly seamless, futuristic life that's being sold to us every single day. And this phase, it's absolutely crucial. It gets the protagonist, and more importantly, it gets us, the audience, to buy into the dream. We totally see the appeal. It makes us lower our guard, which makes the chaos that's about to unfold so much more effective and way more terrifying. But that honeymoon phase, that utopian dream, is dangerously short-lived. Because on the second night, that sleek promise of convenience doesn't just crack, it completely shatters. This is the exact moment the story slams on the brakes and shifts from a cool tech demo into pure psychological horror. So the first real event happens at this very specific, almost witching hour time, 3:17 a.m. The precision of it makes it feel less like a random haunting and more like a scheduled, deliberate system event. It's calculated. And then the warning comes. But it's not Alexa. It's not some generic digital voice. The story makes it crystal clear. It's a whisper in the protagonist's own voice. The technology isn't just listening to him anymore. It's learning him, it's mimicking him, and now it's using his own identity against him. And this just brilliantly illustrates that critical turning point. He obeys the voice, he looks behind himself, sees nothing, and turns back to the mirror. But his reflection, it doesn't turn back. It's still looking over his shoulder. And in that one instant, the mirror stops being a passive reflector and becomes an independent entity. It has its own point of view. It has its own agency. It's an observer now. So here's the crucial point. The technology is no longer just creepy, it's now actively hostile. The horror starts to escalate, and it moves beyond just psychological games into a direct physical threat. The story lays out this terrifyingly rapid spiral. Night 2 is just a strange whisper. But by night 3, the mirrors are showing him choking on toothpaste a full 4 seconds before it actually happens. This isn't a ghost playing tricks. This is a predictive system proving its accuracy with small, painful demonstrations. And then it happens. The final prophecy. All 10 mirrors, a perfectly synchronized network, show him the exact same vision. His own dead body on the kitchen floor at exactly 3:33 a.m. The very technology that was supposed to give him more control has now completely stolen his future, presenting it back to him as a fixed, unchangeable event. Of course, he tries to fight back, right? He grabs a lamp and smashes one of the mirrors. But the system is prepared for that. Instead of just shattering, the screen bleeds a message. His act of rebellion is instantly absorbed into the horror, and it's turned into a countdown. It's a game, and the house is making the rules.
So now he's outnumbered 9-1 by strains that are all predicting his death. This stark number, it just represents that feeling of being totally surrounded and trapped by the very devices that were supposed to bring convenience and connection into his home. And that brings us to the final, absolutely terrifying moments of the story, which unfold with this real-time sense of panic as the countdown timer ticks towards 0.
The story poses this question directly, putting us right there with him in his final, desperate scramble to survive. We're invested now. We want to believe there's a way out, that he can beat the clock. But there is no escape. He gets to the front door, ready to bolt, only to find a heavy chain lock that was never there before. And this is such a brilliant twist. It reveals that the old house, the physical world itself, is now working with the new technology. The old and the new have conspired together to trap him completely. And here it is, the story's final genius move. As he turns back from the locked door, defeated, he sees that the mirrors are no longer showing his death. They're showing you, the viewer, watching him on your screen at this very moment. This completely shatters the fourth wall, and the logic is flawless. The mirrors have cameras, the protagonist is filming this whole thing on his camera, and you are watching him through that camera on your screen. The narrative implies the mirrors can see right through the lens and into your world. The horror has just breached its container. It's in the room with you. And the story just leaves us with this final, chilling thought. He wasn't the only one who bought these mirrors. This wasn't some isolated glitch, it was a product rollout. It forces you to look around your own room, at your own screens, and ask yourself, how much have I let in?